Hello, everybody. Stress-inducing black guy here. We're here in the DST show to talk about Monday Night Raw from this week, and I'm angry because it had the third lowest ratings on TV currently. That's a record. That's not positive because WWE doesn't know how to actually make an ongoing series feel like it's ongoing. Oh God. And I've noticed over the past couple episodes, we came from sort of decent that we're building up to the biggest pay-per-view to start off the year, like the Royal Rumble, and go like nobody has anything to win or lose the entire year. It's my year. We only have two people say it's my year. Nobody has a goal. There used to be plethoras of goals to like over a decade ago or decades ago. What used to be the primary roles of some guy? Win a championship, beat a major name, maybe beat the Undertaker's streak, main event WrestleMania, and it seems like you can't even do that except the women's division from last year. Thanks Becky Lynch came off in an impromptu substitution over Lana and became like I think number something in the Royal Rumble and beat everybody and eliminated most of the women so she can come in a triple threat match with Charlotte and Ronda Rousey and win both the SmackDown and Raw Women's title. It felt like completely just sketched out. It didn't feel like it was that much well built. And now we have Ronda Rousey that wasn't even in the rest of the 2019 calendar year because she was off due to injury, a pregnancy, and bigger things. And I don't even know if she's coming back. Thank God, because I think the women's division is trash and too injury prone, overrated, overprivileged, jerk off, untalented swine that have Lana eat up TV time with her whining and complaining about a reason that nobody still knows in over 5 months of a storyline of why she cheated on Rusev for Bobby Lashley, and then bring up all these dead skeletons in their closet during to the wedding segment about them having past marriages, and it goes nowhere. Now they're doing a small little feud with Liv Morgan. There was like a few major things that happened on the show. A fist fight 6-man tag match for the main event of Raw involving the authors of Pain and Rollins that earlier in the show he called himself the Monday Night Messiah. Told that to my little brother, immediately slapped me because the name was stupid. Against the Big Show, Samoa Joe, and Kevin Owens. We had the Street Profits later, like middle of the show, say, and with Angelo Dawkins saying "World Star," with Montez Ford cringingly trying to scream out and try to hype up the match for any charisma he thinks he has in a BET sense. And when I say a BET sense, I mean a black guy with zero charisma, or character work, or acting work, or just screaming something. He has the comedic level of viners that try to get themselves to television in 2020 or make their own TV show. I'm saying that he's untalented. Screaming around, they don't take any of their crap seriously, and they failed on already a few occasions becoming WWE Raw Tag Team Champions, and then they come around, hopping around, trying to think they're lit, and it goes nowhere. They didn't even have a match. There was no reason to do this, and they've been doing that for the premiere time when they were not even drafted to Raw before October. They were trying to completely overconsume these guys on backstage segments. While I'd rather look at dirt cheap promos, I'd rather look at them dumb mirror promos with Mojo Rawley calling himself a failure than watch any of the Street Profit promos that they do to hype up Raw segments from most of the schedule. And the third encounter with Buddy Murphy against Aleister Black. That who you think won the match? There was one saving grace in the, and it even had the opening segment. Came out of nowhere with AJ Styles saying that he wants to be in the Royal Rumble, McIntyre being in the Royal Rumble. Nobody's challenging the current world champion that is on the show for the past 2 weeks in a row. I'm not seeing a pattern here. This pattern ain't gonna happen. Brock Lesnar showed up on 2 shows in a row. That's weird. And none of them ever thought, yeah, you're gonna be in the Royal Rumble, but you're not gonna be holding that. Or anything. McIntyre trying to issue his shot, trying to think he was better than Orton 2 weeks ago. And then he comes around just saying that he's gonna be in the Royal Rumble. And then AJ Styles comes feuding with Randy Orton. I don't know. Like, anybody has a goal? Anybody has a feud with anybody? I'm just saying. Anybody has like a storyline, a target, a goal other than being in the Royal Rumble? And for most of the Royal Rumble male matches, nobody even main evented WrestleMania since like I think 2016 when Triple H won it went for the world title, and he still main evented the show against Roman Reigns because that was a major push for most of that year. And most of it, no go for the world title. Andrade has at least Rey Mysterio. Even though how shoddy his year was in 2019, when he came from having on and off matches with Andrade to having a personal feud with Samoa Joe and Dominic, and then immediately going into Brock Lesnar after the premiere episode of Raw, where he beat the shit out of both him and Dominic. And that only went into one feud. Rey Mysterio should be going out for blood. Nobody, even Andrade or Samoa Joe, ever touched his son like that, except one time with Samoa Joe on SmackDown. Not once. I mean, not more than once. Lesnar beat the crap out of him back at Survivor Series. Then nothing else happened. Then the saving grace of the show was literally R-Truth coming down and saying that he was going to appear at the at the Royal Rumble. Then confusingly put Paul Heyman in it. Everybody was laughing. It was a decent segment. I found it stupid because how much this guy like came from being an NWA World Champion. If you watch TNA, and he comes around just being the safe haven of the show. Brock Lesnar still beat the crap out of him because of the confusion. Paul Heyman was like, "It's not funny and no one likes you." And it was like the funniest thing because it made Paul Heyman just get out of his cool. It was a decent breakup of just a monotonous Brock Lesnar promo, and it hasn't been like that since I think Bo Dallas interrupted him after SummerSlam, and then he got F5'd like 3 times, and he got German suplexed a couple times. That was, I think, a funny segment because it took somebody we didn't like, and he got beat the crap out of. We got R-Truth, somebody that's likable, and I think they eating up him with the 24/7 championship so we can get him some screen time. Thinks nobody else can act like R-Truth. Nobody's that funny and no one's that charismatic or actually that hyperactive, even though he shouldn't even be that hyperactive in his age. He's like 40 something. He's still putting up more exciting work than like somebody's younger, like Mojo Rawley or the Singh brothers or anybody else that's a jobber on the show. Speaking about jobbers, Mojo Rawley's new 24/7 champion after getting beaten the crap out of by Brock Lesnar and pinning R-Truth, becoming I think a 3-time 24/7 champion that Vic Joseph tried to add on in the show, and he had very little to add on in most of the matches, as well as Jerry the King Lawler that was there during the contract signing with Asuka and Becky Lynch, and it ended up with her getting harassed by a tiny Japanese lady, and then getting green misted after the contract signing with her just shouting at Japanese afterwards, and then screaming, baka 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 baka, blah 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 blah. I'm not trying to be racist. This is literally her promo style. It's just her spewing out Japanese. Then running out, spitting green mist everywhere. And I thought earlier last year when she turned heel and then made the Kabuki Warriors. I thought, oh my god, that's gonna be a decent fit. She's gonna speak a bit of English and then some Japanese. It's gonna feel a bit heelish and it's not gonna work. So now Becky Lynch wants to take this seriously. This is seriously what we want. This is seriously what she wants to do. I'm being serious now. Does she And she takes Asuka seriously because it's only one time she lost to her at the Royal Rumble back in 2019, like 20-something minute match. And she just wants to redeem her win. I get it, but she could have done that any other episode of Raw. And she feuded with her in non-title matches on the last couple episodes of Raw, so she took right now to freaking January of 2020 to get a title opportunity for a title defense. That she put her whole contract on the line for the future, just so she can get a title match against a woman she couldn't beat. And you might think, oh, that's conflicting, that's interesting. No one cares. No one cares. No one cares about Brock Lesnar being the Royal Rumble. We already have 2 championships. And we don't even know if Brock's even going to hold the things we have a week before the Royal Rumble even freaking starts. No one cares if NXT's going to be in it. Nobody cares who's going to win it. Some people think it's going to be McIntyre. Some people think it's going to be Strowman. Please shut up. I don't care. Oh my god. We had an impromptu triple threat match even as the opening of the show. And that was completely worthless. Other than to see multitudes of kip-ups. The OC coming to interfere in the triple threat match for like a split second until both Orton and McIntyre came and did their own things, with McIntyre doing his kip-up like more than once in the show during they were outside. And it was a decent match, but there was no reason to. It was for no reason to exist. There was no reason. I remember we got the top guys in the show to like feud over something really important. They even did a battle royale to see who was going to, like, I think it was 2004. They did a battle royale to see who was going to be the number 30 spot at the Royal Rumble back in 2004. And I think Goldberg won and didn't win it. So because of a feud with Brock Lesnar that they were willing to push. And no one cared. McIntyre came in and won the match anyway. Over a Claymore kick out of nowhere. Just to build up that he's one of the top guys and he actually has a legit win after beating guys like Akira Tozawa, Noe Jose, the Singh brothers, Kurt Hawkins, and Zack Ryder. It's literally been jobbers that are never going to win a match in like 6-7 months. So it really doesn't matter. Ricochet had this match earlier in the night before Mojo Rawley became 24/7 champion. And Mojo Rawley became the butt of all jokes every time on an episode of Raw. And he comes around thinking that he was going to be playing seriously to getting pimp slapped by Kevin Owens. Getting scared as crap from the thing in Rowan's cage. And then beaten up again for no damn reason. Mojo Rawley comes getting jobbed out off Ricochet off maybe the closest match he ever had, ending in a recoil in the 630. He comes around with the pounds, coming around with a clothesline. You think it was going to be close until you forgot it's Mojo Rawley, and he's going to get jobbed out. And he did get jobbed out, and ended up with him losing. There was no reason for the match to exist other than to gain Ricochet momentum for the Royal Rumble. That was literally what they were pouncing up most of the night. Everybody's trying to gain wins in the Royal Rumble. Even though you don't win the match off pinfall or submission. So what momentum were you trying to get? What are they trying to do different? Last time we had 40 men for the Royal Rumble. I understand that was for the Nexus and Core feud, but no one cared. At least that was something different. We had a title defense for the world title on 2016. Nothing different here except NXT is going to be involved in pseudo feuds that don't make any sense. Charlotte Flair faced off against Sarah Logan in their second match. I ended with figure eight. There was nothing to fault here other than Sarah Logan got beaten the crap out of from all out skirts of the ring. We forgot that she was part of the Riot Squad and disrespecting the Anvil Neidhart for a few weeks. With Natalya and got jobbed out by Natalya. Who gets jobbed out by Natalya? I'm being serious. Who gets jobbed out by Natalya? That's just depressing in your own light if you can't even score a win against a veteran like that. She's like the frickin' Aaron Rodgers of the women's division. See, she has the complete talent, and yeah, she won it before, but nobody remembers. So we need some more accolades, or at least something to change up, so she can actually feel like she's part of that legendary list of top women. Cause she's been in the roster since like 2007, 2008. She spent time in FCW. She's a former Divas champion, former multi-women's Raw and I think SmackDown Women's champion, and nobody cares. She even came trading wins with Lacey Evans and nobody remembers. And now here's Sarah Logan getting jobbed out again by Charlotte just so she can gain momentum for the Royal Rumble. The female Royal Rumble. Just so we know that Charlotte exists. Even though an accolade like being a 10-time women's champion should actually mean something. You even have a women's tag team division of what? Oh, God, you guys already failed. You guys already failed, and people were thinking 2020 was going to be such a good year for pro wrestling. We have so many shows on TV now. We got NXT, SmackDown, Raw. I don't think Ring of Honor is on TV. Impact, New Japan, and freaking AEW. That should be enough content to last for the entire year and give somebody a different alternative other than watching WWE. And I hope there is, because this is just crap to watch. I can see why nobody wanted to watch it. See a black man shout out World Star in 2020, or a Japanese girl to continue shouting for several minutes for a promo. And then Rusev against Bobby Lashley for a match after their tables match up TLC that ended in a botch finish, and Lashley had to hit him on another table. That match was just them punching, and this was like an over 15-minute mess of just brawling, a couple big boots, a bit of interruption. Liv Morgan came to intervene in the match, but she came around being like, do something. Yeah, I'll do something. And then she got splattered around with a cup of soda, and then got beaten the crap out of until Lana came and intervened, made Rusev get speared in a match that meant nothing except to push this feud still. Oh God. Whew, okay. Oh my God. No one cared. The match was just move. There was a good power slam. Some good power slams. He kicked out of the Dominator. Had the Acolyte still doesn't get a tap out anymore. Rusev is just coming around looking like the numerous babyface, and then he comes around backstage with Liv Morgan saying, you guys are a waste of breath, so they'll have a mixed tag team match next week. And this feud better end. I don't want to see it on pay-per-view, or someone's going to lose a pinky. Zelina Vega and Andrade had a backstage segment with Andrade. I didn't know most of what he was saying, but most of that is making me feel like a woman right now, because he was spewing out some Spanish that, it sounded good. And trying to insult Andrade with Rey Mysterio, calling him washed up, taking away his mask, taking away his honor, and spoke over that he's a disgrace to Latinos and brung up his son Dominic. It was a decent segment. I feel like Andrade needs more into his promo other than he speaks Spanish, and Zelina Vega's there to cut it all out so you understand what he's saying. And they'll have a title defense, and it will be a ladder match. So next week will sort of be better than this week, because we actually have a ladder match in the Raw. We haven't had one in a minute, so this is gonna be pretty good. And not that ladder stuff that we do for Money in the Bank, where we just leave ladders in the ring, around the ring and crap. It's a legit ladder match for a title, for a personal feud that involves two luchadors. So I guess this is gonna be good. I guess I didn't mind the segment. It was quite entertaining. Next up, we have the rematch that nobody cares about. They're good wrestlers. Decent. Buddy Murphy came in. He's in his. I'm in your head. I'm in your head. Reverse elbow immediately in the match. Bicycle knees over the barricade. Aleister Black just looked like he just was more dominant over the past 2 matches. And he comes around just doing 50-50 booking. Uh, Black Mask got botched over the finish where he was supposed to kick out. The ref was completely off sync. And then Buddy Murphy didn't even move his shoulder. So that was a complete mess up of a move that it ended with Buddy Murphy still being on his knees. And then a Black Mask immediately. 1, 2, 3. Murphy is lucky he kicked out early in the match. It's like, oh my god, can they just give him a win or something? And they still want Aleister Black to still be this undefeated MMA gothic threat in the division. I mean, in the Raw roster. I don't know what this is going to build up to because I think their feud is finally done because you're already 3 strikes ahead, fam. You didn't even come with 1 win, even on Raw or on the pay-per-view when you literally had the man bleeding out of his freaking nose. So I'm shocked that they still went nothing to do with Buddy Murphy until the main event where it was a fist fight and it just ended off KO. Why didn't you just call it a TKO match? What the hell is a fist fight? We had freaking Kevin Owens treating this like Sonic Adventure 2. Follow me, set me free. He ran off the stage and did some running senton. Biggest pop, and I think it was the biggest move of the show. Didn't save up from the constant brawling going around where the authors of pain toss him Ojo and Kevin Owens on the table while Big Show was stuck alone with Seth Rollins. Until the authors of pain came, didn't do much to stop the momentum from Big Show. Just doing shoulder tackles and chopping the hell out of Seth Rollins until Buddy Murphy came and low-blowed him from behind. Then a curve stomp came, won the match via KO. The ref didn't even check. He just stomped on the shit and was like, oh yeah, he's dead. Ring the bell. Ding, ding. And then that was it. That was Monday Night Raw. Buddy Murphy joins the Authors of Pain and Seth Rollins for whatever the hell he's going to call his group next week because he already called himself the Monday Night Messiah. So whatever it is, a God Complex group that Seth Rollins is the cult leader of. So, and we don't know what it is other than he wants to make Raw good again. That already came bad as soon as you freaking had the worst ratings in history. Even though you guys were beat out because the national championship was on, so it's understandable why you guys would be struggling to gain any source of viewership because it's LSU versus... It's LSU. Oh my god, I forgot what LSU. Who was LSU facing? Oh my god, I know LSU won against Clemson, and it seemed like an easy victory for the number 1 team. So yeah, and I think people would rather watch a guy that was going to be the future number 1 pick of the NFL draft than watch this show that means nothing, even though you guys are having your biggest pay-per-view until WrestleMania that comes soon. So this is kind of embarrassing. And hopefully you don't have 5 pay-per-views to start off the year. Because I am obviously disappointed. This show gets a 4 out of 10. I did not like this show. Other than the R-Truth segment, and a bit of one spot from that main event. An Aleister Black match where it was getting good. There was a lot of super kicks, a lot of running knees, a lot of near falls. It's just a repetitive same match with no different feel. Because these guys faced each other 3 times, you should think that there's going to be a bit more reversals. And this constant Bobby Lashley, Rusev, Lana triangle with Liv Morgan now involved, just to give her some screen time with her new character. Her new gimmick is just that she doesn't show her blue tongue, and she's just blonde now. So she just looks like a more skinnier Mandy Rose. That's it. And that she's a bit bi? Is that supposed to be it? She's bisexual or something? I don't know. All I know is she has history with Lana. And she was like, never again. Never again. They don't build up to the pressure of the Royal Rumble that any one of these guys could win. Other than to build up the top guys that they give screen time to. Why would Randy Orton care by now about winning another Royal Rumble? AJ Styles still care about Randy Orton. Why would McIntyre think of not targeting the world champion? Thinks nobody's there to challenge him. There seems to be no goal set up, and I don't like it. That's not how you want to build up a show, especially when the biggest show this January has to deal with getting the top draw or the next future guy up to the main event of the top show of the year. So I don't get it. This show disappointed me. And I want to thank everybody for watching. I know listening to my voice must be pretty deteriorating, but that's how it's going to be. And so that's how the show is going to be, to me. I want to thank everybody for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Join the DST Nation. Hopefully you liked my video.